Being a landowner of sort gives you some form of comfort and with the starting point at least. I'm Andrew Sirel, married to one wife, got 3 kids. Never saw myself owning a house. This came as a beautiful surprise.
Well, my parents didn't raise me to live with them forever. So just learning from watching them and other people around me, I'd always hoped that one day I would own my own home.
Partnership that we entered into is to enable positive futures for the population of Zimbabwe, to ensure that we contribute to the housing stock of the country and also reduce the national housing list. People who had never dreamt of owning a house, people who are in the informal sector, we enabled them to put a roof over their heads.
So it feels great to be a homeowner, particularly living in Zimbabwe where things are really difficult. It's great to know that I don't have to worry about the roof over my head. I was excited about when I actually signed the papers and they said, this is your home. Now I'm already thinking, what's next? I would definitely do it again if another opportunity came that worked. Also, I'd definitely encourage other people to take something like this on.
Hello and welcome to News Blitz on ZTN. We start by taking a look at our top stories. Schools opening empties parents' pockets. January disease claims 300,000 cattle in 3 years. Job Raiser's manager engages top model. And in sports, Kaya rocks at Harare Sports Club. A Form 1 pupil enrolled at a government boarding school in Zimbabwe requires an average of 100,000 Zimbabwe dollars to start school. Government boarding schools are charging fees between 25,000 and 30,000. Most schools are also now selling their own uniforms, with a complete set of boys' uniform averaging 50,000 Zimbabwe dollars. Stationery costs range between 7 and 10,000, depending on the number of subjects a pupil is taking. Other costs such as groceries and bus fare will also vary. With schools opening for non-examination classes on Monday, parents are making last-minute preparations for their children. Our correspondent Patience Namburo caught up with some parents in downtown Harare.
Zvinonzi vanhu vakatiomerwei pabusiness. Vanhu vari kutenga zvavo but vabereki havana mari. Ndofunga mapuraizi atotengesa mabhegi andakatakura anoita 15 US but mwana ari kubhadhara kana 10 US. Sevanhu vanenge vasina mari. Saka zvakatidzikirei pabusiness izvezvi. But vanhu vari kumanikidzira kuti vakwanise kuita sei kutengawo sevanhu vanoda kuti vana vaende kuchikoro. Pane vasina zvekuzviita.
Pamafees especially vana vanenge vachienda kumaboarding. Ari nani kuenda wakabata 1000 US. Zvinhu zvemwana zvinokwana ipapo. Kuti mwana aone dzidzo yakanaka. Then kune maboardings waanonyodhura stereki. Ukabata 1,500 US. Zvinoringana. Even ukatenga kubva kumauniforms emwana netaki yake nebus fare zvinoringana. Kuma day scholars wo ukabatawo $700. School fees inokwana ipapo zvese nemabhukisi emwana nezvese zvine chidiwa zvevana vechikoro.
Totarisira kuti akauya akabata 160 zvinogona kumuitira. Ende pa 160 ipapo zvinoenderana kuti tataurirana nemubereki sei.
Now, after almost a year away from school and learning from home, online or otherwise, pupils are delighted to return to class. We spoke to some pupils who could not hide their joy at physically attending class with their peers.
I am looking forward to seeing my friends that I haven't seen in a long time and meeting new friends that I've been talking to during the online lessons and most of the teachers as well.
I'm looking forward to seeing some of the teachers because there are certain subjects that I've been lately interested in and I feel that I would be better if I was put in a physical classroom.
I am very excited to go back to school because I will see my friends and do all the events we used to do. I did not enjoy online learning because if your network went, it would kick you out of class, or your audio would go, or you would freeze.
Go to Zimbabwe's second largest city of Bulawayo, where residents are up in arms with council after it failed to account for $1.7 million collected under a scheme called Pipeline Levy. The levy was introduced in 2009 and has seen each household paying $1 monthly. It is also alleged that council diverted some of the funds for the Epping Forest project. Matabeleland Institute for Human Rights spokesperson Kumbulani Maposa speaks to ZTN.
Residents are petitioning the Bulawayo City Council, asking it to supply information on the use of the pipeline levy and also supply proof of residence for all the payments that were made from the levy to the Epping Forest project. Because in 2009, Council proposed a $1 per household pipeline levy, which was supposed to duplicate in Caesar pipeline, but it was later moved towards Epping Forest. But in June 2020, a council engineer said they used up to around 5.1 million from that fund at Epping Forest. However, in February 2021, council said they used all the 6.9 that was raised for Epping Forest, raising a question with about 1.7 million that looked unaccounted for. So that's what the residents are asking council to account on.
Bulawayo City Council spokesperson Nesisa Mpofu confirmed receiving the petition.
We've received the petition and will respond accordingly. Secondly, that issue is being looked at.
Zimbabwe has lost at least 300,000 cattle worth over $150 million between 2017 and 2020 to a tick-borne disease, thalerosis, also known as January disease. One of the causes for this tragedy was the lack of regular dipping of cattle, and in cases where dipping was occasionally taking place, the cost of importing chemicals was impeding the process. However, going forward, this challenge will no longer be a cause of concern as the chemicals are now being manufactured locally.
So our products, the animal health products, are subjected to stringent quality control procedures, and they can match any product from that are imported or produced elsewhere in the world. So our own challenge is that if we can get more of facilitation for local production and also even getting local business so that we can boost our capacity utilization, so that we can have even more competitive pricing, so that our farmers, even in the communal areas, can afford the dips.
Meanwhile, Industry Minister Dr. Sekai Nzenza, who toured Complex Animal and Public Health Factory in Masasa, said she was happy that there is now a local solution to the problem.
But what is exciting here today is the fact that this tick grease is locally produced. And behind me is also that powder that's used for dipping. And it's also made locally.
I lay awake at night, staring at the darkness. Why do I have broken bones? Why is my heart shattered? He says he loves me. Without him, I feel I have lost myself, my will to go on. Have I normalized the abnormal? No way.
In our developing story, the body of late actress Eni Nira has now left Johannesburg for Harare by road and is expected in Zimbabwe on Saturday. A memorial service for the late actress was held at a funeral parlor in Johannesburg before the body departed for Harare. Nira died last week in South Africa after succumbing to injuries sustained during a robbery. Her burial has been set for Sunday. Family spokesperson Florence Ziambi speaks.
They left SA at about 11 after that memorial thing that you saw on Facebook. So we are expecting them at 6 a.m. tomorrow, by 6 a.m., latest 7 a.m. tomorrow. We intend to do the burial on Sunday and in the morning at Zororo Memorial Park.
Introducing the COVID funeral plan from Doves. This policy covers death from COVID-19 or COVID-19 related funerals. The Doves COVID funeral plan is effective immediately with no waiting period. For more information, please contact 0731 772 784, 0731 772 782, WhatsApp 0731 750 989, email callcenter@doves.co.zw. Visit our website www.doves.co.zw or visit the Doves Holdings Facebook page. Doves, for the ones you love.
In the region, a prison steward has committed suicide after her intimate video with an inmate went viral. The female warden took her own life on Monday this week. Correctional Services spokesperson Singabakho Nxumalo said it is still unclear how the images were shared and who shared them. He added that an investigation is underway to indicate the violations and to recommend sanctions. Samia Suluhu Hassan has been sworn in as the president of Tanzania, a move that sees the 61-year-old former vice president becoming the first female president. She will complete the remainder of the late John Magufuli's 5-year term. In her first public address as president, she announced 21 days of mourning and 2 public holidays, including the 25th of March, a date set for Magufuli's burial. According to Tanzania's constitution, the vice president serves out the remainder of the term of the president in the event that he dies in office. Magufuli, who was 61, was first elected in 2015, secured a second 5-year term in October polls last year. The constitution also states that after consultation with their party, the new president will propose a deputy, the choice to be confirmed by votes of no fewer than 50% of the National Assembly. Up next is sport.
Did you know that you can now get Dove's funeral cover from the comfort of your home? Simply visit our social media platforms, Facebook page, Doves Holdings. Visit our website, www.doves.co.zw. Email callcenter@doves.co.zw. So get your Doves funeral cover from anywhere you are with no hustles and no need to travel. Only with Doves. Doves, for the ones you love.
Now we start with cricket. It's day 2 in the Logan Cup and the race for the championship continues. We get an update from our correspondent Brighton Jawi, who was at Harare Sports Club earlier.
Action continues in the Logan Cup today, and the big story is Roy Kaia, who scored the first century of the season and his second in his career. It was a good knock after going overnight on 89, and today he got to the triple figures in the first session. He was, however, later dismissed for 133, but it was a good knock that has put his team in a good place. The other game is being played at Old Hararians, where Mountaineers are taking on Tuskers. The latest we had, Mountaineers were betting on 414 for 8, and Shingi Massacres were their top scorer, dismissed for 89. There were also contributions from former under-19 captain Dion Myers, who scored 86 yesterday, and Tony Munyonga, who is captain in the side, who scored 76. So decent scores from the betters in these games. Obviously, we see how it goes with the Pakistan test in mind. Maybe guys like Kaia will get the attention of the selectors.
In football, Zimbabwe Premier Soccer League Football Club Herentals say they are ready to start pre-season once they get the green light from the league. The club, one of the most financially stable in the league, made this announcement just days after football was cleared to resume.
Once the green light is given, then it is going to be up to the players now to make sure that they are fit and they are ready to go, so that once the season gets started, we won't be witnessing a number of injuries.
Now, the second T20 match between Afghanistan and Zimbabwe is ongoing, and it's not looking good for Zimbabwe. Afghanistan making 193 runs for the loss of 5 wickets for their allotted 20 overs. Afghanistan winning the toss and electing to bat. Zimbabwe chasing that total is not looking good. We are needing 53 runs from 23 balls. We will see if we can meet that target, and we will keep you updated. On to European football. Jose Mourinho's job is on the line after embarrassing Europa League knockout last night. Mourinho, who immediately apologized to the Tottenham fans after the 3-0 defeat to Dynamo Zagreb, said his player had failed at the basics of life. Spurs had a 2-0 advantage going into that second leg. Now, that story on Jose Mourinho seemingly talking about a breakup. The next story talks totally the opposite. Now, men have been known to pull all the stops just to make the perfect proposal. Apparently, history has taught us that it's not all about getting down on one knee and asking if she will marry you. A man has to make a lasting impression. While others promise to cross the ocean, as R&B singer Monica sang back in 1996, Jah Praise's manager Keen Mushapaidze chose to cross the swimming pool despite being just a few kilometers away from Lake Kariba. But the choice of swimming across the pool instead of the Lake Kariba proved enough to sweep his sweetheart, Panache Kimberly Peters, off her feet. Thankfully, all this was captured on camera and added to the Zimbabwean Proposals Hall of Fame. Let's have a look as he tries his miracle.
Well, like I said, everyone here is a testimony of how we relate and how she makes me happy and how hopefully I make her happy. Asikuratidza nekusimbisa mashoko angu aya nakuita kasignature rani kangu kupinda mpuka ndinozikanwa nezvako. Are you ready, Zoro? Kiko. Yeah. Panache, I'm here to ask you today. Wait, leg. No! Kiko! Yes! Thank you, babe.
Don't try this at home, especially on a cold June morning. We say congratulations to Keen and his fiancée there. That brings News Blitz to a close this afternoon. Connect with us on our social media platforms. That's on Twitter at ZTN_news. Facebook, our handle is In Papers TV Network. On Instagram at ZTN. And remember to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, ZTN. You can also visit our website, ztn.co.zw. Thanks for watching.
Being a landowner of sort gives you some form of comfort and with the starting point at least. I'm Andrew Sirel, married to one wife, got 3 kids. Never saw myself owning a house. This came as a beautiful surprise.
Well, my parents didn't raise me to live with them forever. So just learning from watching them and other people around me, I'd always hoped that one day I would own my own home.
Partnership that we entered into is to enable positive futures for the population of Zimbabwe, to ensure that we contribute to the housing stock of the country and also reduce the national housing list. People who had never dreamt of owning a house, people who are in the informal sector, we enabled them to put a roof over their heads.
So it feels great to be a homeowner, particularly living in Zimbabwe where things are really difficult. It's great to know that I don't have to worry about the roof over my head. I was excited about when I actually signed the papers and they said, this is your home. Now I'm already thinking, what's next? I would definitely do it again if another opportunity came that worked. So I'd definitely encourage other people to take something like this on.